All right, everyone, welcome to Stepping Up, presented by Federated Insurance, where we talk with next generation business owners and leaders about their process, the challenges they face, their leadership philosophies, their vision for the future of business. And our guests on this episode are the founders of Housing Hub, which we'll hear more about, Joe Collins and Tom Gallagher. And for the visual and YouTube audience, you guys are in sunny Fort Myers. Yeah, you said it's like 80 degrees, not a cloud in the sky. So if people are listening to this during the winter months in Minnesota, we apologize if you feel jealous. Thank you guys for joining the show here. Before we dive in, give our audience sort of the elevator pitch for if they've never heard of Housing Hub, and you've got, 30 seconds to tell someone what it is. Tell our audience, what is Housing Hub?
So Tom and I started Housing Hub about 10 years ago. We had been in the property management business for our own units since '97. So we wanted to create a product, a platform that third-party owners could come to, that they could trust property owners. We're not just owners of Housing Hub. We actually own property, so we know a lot about it. So we wanted to give out a product that we know a lot about. A lot of our knowledge can help owners navigate the waters and, government regulation, just local, state, federal, all types of things that come up during property management. And we also wanted to create something that manages our properties as we get older and retire. And we're gonna trust Housing Hub to keep on carrying the torch and manage our properties.
Yeah. So what made you guys want to start a business as opposed to work for an entity? Like, what was it in your blood? What was it in your minds that said, you know what, I and we are ready to launch a company?
Well, I think we both always had the entrepreneurial spirit. Joe came from a background working for a larger Midwest company. I always kind of dabbled in my own businesses. But then we partnered up back in '97, and we both we had that fire in our gut that kind of got us to want to, do something for ourselves and control our future and our family's futures. And I think that's kind of how we kind of came up with the whole property management philosophy that came to be out of Housing Hub.
How do you keep up with sort of industry trends in the real estate business, in the property management business? Do you, like, I guess one way to phrase the question would be, how much time in a given week or month or year do you spend just like working in the business versus taking a step back, and whether it's going to conferences or reading materials or whatever it is, how much time do you spend in the business versus on the business, so to speak?
So property management is kind of unique because it's always changing. So a lot of meetings, a lot of office meetings, and a lot of owners don't want to be working in the business. But I mean, to be successful at the property management business, you have to do both. You have to equal it out. You have to work in the business to kind of understand what's going on, so you can make those decisions. And having a larger portfolio for Tom and I allows us to kind of be in the business and understand what's coming down the pike, and being able to be nimble enough to make changes to Housing Hub to service our third-party owners. So it's kind of just being a part of the business, and also kind of pulling back a little bit and saying, hey, what do we got to do to make third-party owners successful as we are?
Yeah. How much I'm sure it probably ebbs and flows over the years, but in terms of like burnout, as business owners, there's always a million things you could be doing or focused on. It's kind of a never-ending train that doesn't stop. So what do you guys do? Like how much are you working at your peak? And then what are you doing when it's time to sort of unplug and take a step back? How do you work that balance into your lives and careers?
So I think you're looking at it right now. This is our
the blue skies and palm trees might have been.
Yeah. So Joe, I have a little hobby farm. Joe has a nice cabin up in Siren. His kind of theme is pines to palms. Mine is farm to beach, because I have a little hobby farm. We have to have that away time, because, but believe me, we're working right now we're working, and we're doing everything with the business. It's very hard not to be consumed, but we try to escape to our cabins, to our Florida getaway. And I don't know if I can quantify exactly how much time we do that, but you do have to get away because this business is addictive, and you will find yourself, looking at emails at 11 o'clock at night, completing work orders at 4 in the morning. It is something that it grows on you, and you have to balance that family, work, life. Otherwise, you're going to end up a mess.
Yeah, that's the business that I'm in, which is just talking about sports and complaining about the Vikings, can also be very consuming. It's fun. It's a blast. It's addicting, but it's also sometimes, as my wife would tell me, "Hey, can we just like not watch Sunday Night Football tonight? Maybe can we go
Yeah.
for a walk?"
But again, like you said, I mean, you have to know what's going on at all the plays that happen, all the games that are going on, and same with us. We have to know the trends. I mean, we follow the city council of St. Paul and other municipalities. We got to make sure we know what's coming down the pipeline with changes in ordinances and laws. And St. Paul adopted 3% rent control. I mean, we have to be ahead of that to be basically helping out all of our third party owners, because these guys, most of them aren't following it like we are. So we have a staff that's reading city council member minutes and just following all the stuff that's going on every day.
Yeah. What are like what keeps you guys up? What stresses you out? What's the thing that does keep you up at gets you up at 4 a.m? Oh my gosh, this thing, this cloud, whatever it is.
So I mean, there's numerous things. The interest rate possibilities that a lot of our owners are staring at in the next 12 to 24 months. Basically, what I mean is they're all going to have to refinance their properties in the next, starting now, to 2 to 3 years. I have a gut ache just because I know the times are different. All of our investors were refinancing in the 3s and 4s, 2-3 years ago. And a lot of those mortgages reset, mostly business mortgages reset 5 and 7 years. So a lot of those are looking at 7, 8, possibly 8.5%. I mean, those are real dollars that our owners are going to have to, that we manage for, are going to have to figure out how they're going to have to come up with the money to make the deals work. So, and the same holds true with Joe and I. I mean, we have a lot of debt that comes due in the next 2 to 5 years, 2 to 3 years, and that's what we're looking at. We're looking at scenarios that we can make sure that we're still able to make our business productive and financially okay. And those are the things that stress us out, as well as municipalities having different rules, changes. Attorney General's office has been a little bit more aggressive on rental property owners the last 3 or 4 years. So, different things that they come at us with, where they have real financial burdens that they can put on not only Joe and I as property management owners, but also as owners of rental properties. I mean, there's fines and stuff they can do to our business that it gets a little challenging. So those are the things that we worry about.
Yeah. Hey, as you guys like zooming out to like just the bigger picture of business ownership, what advice would you give or what piece of wisdom would you give to, let's say, a new business owner or someone who's maybe about to take over a family business, but someone who's kind of venturing into this world for the first time, someone in their 20s, maybe someone in their 30s?
Be ready. Be ready to work. Be ready for everything to be thrown at you. You're enemy number one. There's going to be a lot of people that want to destroy you. There's a lot of people. There's going to be laws, regulation, reviews. You just have to put your blinders up. Do the best thing that you can, and push forward. Don't be afraid to work, but it's not going to be easy. There's going to be people that want to tear you down, but you just got to keep going, work your butt off, and look at the end goal. What do you want in 5 years? What do you want in 10 years? What's your future? And just push for that future and go after it.
It's great getting to know you guys, and for the audience too, housinghubmn.com if you want to find out more information at housinghubmn.com. Joe Collins, Tom Gallagher. Appreciate you guys.
Awesome.
Thank you
Thanks,
for your time.
Phil. Appreciate it.